Growing up, the environment I was living in started to shape me in a very rebellious way. There was a lot of drug activity. There was a lot of gang activity, graffiti on the wall every time I would walk home from school. I did not feel safe at all, but it was life. It was a norm to me. So eventually, it was who I became. I had no respect for an authority. I'm disruptive in school. I'm fighting. Then I end up in criminal activity and going to juvenile detention center at 14 years old. I was like, well, this is life. And I was at a crossroads when I was 16 years old. It was my third time in the detention center. I thought, I'm just gonna get a slap on my hand. I'll go home again with probation. But that wasn't the case for me. I was facing a felony charge. If I was to be found guilty or condemned, I would be in adult prison as a minor. I didn't sign up for that. But it dawned on me that my choices brought me here. After about 4 months, things were getting very serious. Attorneys were talking to me, psychologists were talking to me just to evaluate me, how I was doing, because I got into like some type of depression. Pastor Joel was a huge vessel in God's hands to give me hope and to give me inspiration in my hopeless situation. The detention officers would leave the broadcasting station on for me. And it's like every night, there was something that was giving me hope. There was something that was tugging in my heart like, hey, your past is the past. What's ahead of you, it's beyond what you can imagine with God.
Let me declare it over you. Despite the delays, the setbacks, how you were raised, you're still going to live a blessed, fulfilled, victorious life.
Even in a jail cell, God can speak to you. And I prayed to God. And it was in that moment that I asked him for forgiveness, and I asked him to please give me one more chance. And I felt his presence come into that place in that cell and just embrace me, you know, the broken me, the little girl that didn't have a dad. And it was like God was telling me, I love you, I'm here. And it was in that moment where things started to change, and letters came pouring in from outside organizations or entities that knew me. They would speak so highly of me when I thought the less of me. The judge, I really feel like it was the embodiment of God's mercy and grace in him, where he didn't see me as a criminal. He didn't see me as a lost case. He said, I'm gonna give you an opportunity and I'm gonna give you a chance. And it was in that moment where I was given freedom. I did come back to my same environment, and the environment didn't change, but I did. What happened to me in that center really changed my life. So what I'm doing today, I am a prayer outreach specialist with KSBJ, and on the prayer and care line, we are praying for countless people who are in dire situations. I visit juvenile detention centers and I share my story to these young kids. I used to be in their shoes. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter how hopeless your situation may be. There's so much hope in Jesus, and there's restoration power in him. God is hope, and in Jesus Christ, there is new life.